setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Mike Lodge. So it's now April 17th, and it's time to file your taxes by midnight, and hopefully you did. If you didn't, let me tell you a little hint. You know what? If you file an extension and you think you owe, filing an extension does not stop the interest and penalties from flowing, because you should have paid it or you should have filed on time. I just want you to know that if you file an extension, it does not stop your interest and penalties from accumulating. So if you file an extension, get it done as soon as possible so you're not hit with all of this added expense. It's not right, but it happens. So what happened today? The IRS announced that the computers have gone down. Should we say Russians? Or should we say that the system is antiquated and it needs to be rebuilt? And how do we know it's not a breakdown? Are we going to find out sooner or later that it was a hit from some foreign source on our IRS systems? Not saying very much, are they, about it? And I would probably suspect, because I love drama. No, really, I hate drama, but let's just suppose that the Russians, who said a few days ago that they were going to get back with us, and then people within our own government are saying that we could be hit cyberly with an attack. So a cyber attack could happen. So I think we should probably watch and see what happens over the next few days of what actually happened to the IRS systems. Just adding a little bit drama for tax day. That's my job. But listen, we need to be very careful about data security. I don't know if you know this or not. All tax preparers, CPAs, accountants, are under the same rules of data security under the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. We are under the same rules as banks because we store data. So you have to realize that if your tax accountant, your tax people who are operating in a little office someplace, if they do not have a data security system in place, then they are violating the Federal Trade Commission's rules on tax preparers. We are right up there with banks in the protection of our data. So the IRS has to have some protections because all tax preparers are monitored by the Internal Revenue Service. And we are also monitored by the Federal Trade Commission. So we are in a double billing work. But I don't even think that the small tax preparer really knows about that, because it is a ruling that came out within the FTC that monitors us and monitors our data just as banks are monitored. So make sure that your accountant, your tax preparer, your CPA has a data protection plan in place, because that is vital for the protection of data. And that's why we are always so concerned about the IRS. Do they have those same protections in place for them that they require on us? And they've been hacked before. There've been so many nations have tried to hack into the Internal Revenue Service and other government agencies on a daily basis, I think. So you have to be aware that data protection and the protection of your information that's on your tax return is so vital. And if you look at the IRS scams, if you go to irs.gov and read their news blogs and see all of the information of all these scams that are coming out, you have to be very, very careful. Data protection is also your responsibility as a taxpayer. Because a taxpayer, you have to keep your data stored in your house or in your office or someplace, but you have to secure it. And that is the question that you have to ask yourself. Is your data in your house secured? Is your data secured within your tax accountant's office? Is your data secured within the Internal Revenue Service and the states that you report into? We always have to be looking at that and always looking at news articles that are coming out on how to better protect your data. It's vital, very vital. So it's interesting that on April 17th, which is a tax due date, that the Internal Revenue Service's computer systems would go down. Interesting, isn't it? Fact or fiction? Or is it just plain drama? This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. I'll be talking with you very soon. Everybody, file your taxes. If you're on an extension, get it filed fast. Don't wait. This is Mike Lodge.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Bye.